These days, I see many people out of their homes or workplaces in the cold weather and on the streets. It's snowing, the cold wind is blowing, and it's obvious that if you stay out in the cold for hours under the snow and wind, your body enters a state of weakened defense. Why? Many have had this question since childhood. What does it actually mean to catch a cold? What's the connection? Why do we catch a cold in the cold? What does it mean? Well, there are 5 important reasons for this, and finally, after all these years, you're going to learn them. Number 1, cold air causes the blood vessels in the nose and throat to constrict, so less blood reaches those areas. When this happens, immune defense cells arrive later, making it easier for viruses to enter and spread. Secondly, cold and dry air tends to dry out the mucus in the nose and throat. This mucus typically functions as a protective barrier and effectively captures incoming viruses, trapping them. But when they dry out, they turn into a barrier that's like it has a hole in the middle. Number 3, with the cold, the movement of the tiny cilia inside the nose and respiratory tract slows down. These cilia's job is to throw out pollution and viruses, but with the cold conditions and their slowing down, viruses can more easily penetrate. Number 4, a drop in body temperature, even a slight one, causes the entire body's immune system to react slowly. Because the body shifts its primary focus and energy away from fighting viruses and instead concentrates on keeping vital organs warm. Number 5, dormant viruses. It is quite common for many viruses to already be dormant inside your body. Physical stress, extreme cold, shivering, fatigue, and even lack of sleep. All of these different factors cause your immune system's control over these dormant viruses to weaken, and they gradually start becoming active again. That's why, after spending quite some time in the cold for a few hours, a person often feels exactly as if they've caught a cold, while most of the time, either a virus that had already entered the body has become active, or the body simply could no longer effectively stop the virus it was exposed to. Well, now let's talk in detail about exactly what you should do and what you should eat so that you don't get sick at all in this cold weather and have much more tolerance to the freezing cold. Before we start, let me just say that liking and sharing this video really helps more people see it. And who knows, you might unknowingly save someone's life today by sharing this information. Well, we know when our body is exposed to the cold, naturally, the immune system plays the most important role here. But your overall nutritional status, meaning absolutely everything you consume every single day, has a direct and significant impact on this immune system and its natural ability to fight off cold and various infections. In other words, the total strength of your protective shield, which is your immune system, is constantly supplied by the specific food you eat every day. Therefore, the fundamental root of this entire issue essentially boils down to a lack of essential and proper nutrients, and not having an adequate health reserve. The first case is a deficiency in iodine, selenium, and zinc. Iodine is necessary for thyroid hormone production. Selenium is for converting inactive hormones to active ones, and zinc is for the proper function of immune cells. A deficiency in these 3 important substances can cause your body to respond to infections and diseases very slowly or fail altogether, and it won't be able to keep your internal body temperature at the right level, making you feel much colder. The second case is iron and vitamin B12 deficiency. People who are deficient in these 2, they usually feel much colder than most others and might even start shivering quite a bit sooner. Iron plays an important role in brown fat metabolism. Brown fat is responsible for heat production and regulating body temperature. But when body iron levels are low, this process can't be carried out as effectively as it should be, and the body has a significantly more difficult time keeping itself warm. So, what are the best sources of iron? Excellent examples include red meat and nutrient-dense lamb liver. The third case is seen in people who have Raynaud's syndrome. This condition specifically affects individuals whose hands or feet turn blue or white when they come into contact with the cold. If you have this problem too, it might be due to a vitamin B1 deficiency. Vitamin B1 is essential for the proper functioning of the autonomic nervous system and helps regulate your blood flow much more effectively. But when this vitamin is insufficiently low, the body can't respond effectively to the cold, and blood flow to the extremities of your body will decrease significantly. The fourth case, which is the most important vitamin for fighting the cold, is vitamin C. This vitamin, with its powerful and effective antioxidant properties, works to help your body more effectively defend against viruses and bacteria, and it even significantly decreases the overall duration and severity of illnesses. But the important thing is that vitamin C is most effectively obtained naturally, not through supplements or processed industrial beverages. One of the simplest and most accessible ways is to consume 2 whole, fresh lemons every day. This can easily provide your body with a good amount of natural vitamin C. In the 5th step, you need natural apple cider vinegar. It helps speed up your body's natural immune response, allowing white blood cells to activate more quickly and work much more efficiently to eliminate bacteria and harmful pathogens. Along with apple cider vinegar, garlic is also one of the strongest natural substances that has antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties and plays a crucial and absolutely vital role in fighting off infections. I strongly suggest you start consuming garlic as soon as you see the very first signs of a cold or physical weakness. One of the biggest mistakes people make, which causes them to become ill much more rapidly and stay dealing with that illness for a much longer period of time, is that as soon as the first signs of a cold appear in someone, they start consuming excessive amounts of heavy food. People around them often tell them to eat this or that, saying they'll become weak otherwise. But the reality is that with the onset of cold symptoms, the body enters a state of defense and repair. Now you go ahead and keep eating and eating. As a direct result of this, the body has to redirect the energy it should be utilizing on activating the immune system and defensive reactions, and use that energy to digest the heavy meal you suddenly consumed. But with intermittent fasting, or by intentionally spacing out your daily meals over a longer period, you can really help your body effectively fight off that underlying illness or infection with significantly more power and much better focus. Of course, it's very important to eat nutritious foods rich in vitamins and minerals before catching a cold. So, at the onset of illness, or when you feel cold, lethargic, or weak, you can skip food for a few hours and just stick to water or simple warm liquids. However, if you start feeling noticeably worse or your energy levels begin to drop quite significantly, this actually means those nutrients I mentioned were not being consumed sufficiently before you became ill, so you really should not continue with this method. After nutrition, getting enough sleep plays the most critical role. When the body is tired or hasn't had deep, restorative sleep, the immune system doesn't function as effectively, and the body becomes more vulnerable to cold viruses and various infections. Proper sleep is what actually provides your body with the vital chance to rest, repair, rebuild, and effectively strengthen your entire immune system. Finally, in order to avoid getting sick during the cold season and to boost your body's overall tolerance to it, I suggest to you not just one thing, but a combination of proper nutrition, natural vitamin C and zinc, using garlic and apple cider vinegar, intermittent fasting, and getting enough high-quality sleep. Alongside these, getting essential minerals like iodine, selenium, and iron is very, very important. It's not like I'm going to tell you to just take one single thing and everything's fixed. That would be lying to you. You absolutely need this specific combination of nutrients. It's only when all these vital factors work together in harmony that your body becomes significantly more resistant to common colds, seasonal flu, and various viral infections. Furthermore, in cold weather, you'll noticeably feel much warmer and have a lot more energy throughout the day. Now, if you'd really like to know the specific reasons why you should eat at least 3 or even 4 whole eggs every single day, watch this video. Don't miss it, because it gives you truly amazing information. And for this video, I don't even need to say how great the information is. Watch it yourself and you'll see. I won't say goodbye because I know I will see you again in one of these 2 videos.